Breaking free from chronic pain and dysfunction, the power of posture recalibration, a revolutionary approach to pain-free living. I'm Dr. Daniel Woodruff. I've been a practicing chiropractor for over 26 years. And I was fed up with the inability to achieve lasting relief from pain and dysfunction. As a chiropractor, I would see improvement, but I keep seeing the same people every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks. And although I was helping, I wasn't coming up with the answer. That led me on a journey of over 13 years, thousands of hours of research, clinical trials, experimentations to come up with a way to eliminate chronic pain and movement dysfunction. So that's why I'm here. I want to introduce to you a game-changing approach to pain, movement, and to correct your posture. Now, who's this for? Anyone. No healthcare background is needed. It's very, very simple. And here's why. Over 90% of chronic pain stems from poor posture, movement dysfunction. It's not from an injury. There is no single cause. So what is the problem? The problem is something I call the pain matrix, where we pursue the single cause, single effect, single solution, that we make pain improve, or we make our movement improve. We never get it back to where it was. We are stuck in a matrix of continuing healthcare, of quick fixes, of temporary improvements. Meanwhile, we lose time and money, and we lose the quality of our life. So why are so many people still in pain? Standard healthcare focuses on symptom management, not the root causes. If you take a look at the broken pencil in the picture, and I said, what's the problem with that pencil? Most people will say, well, the middle is broken. And that is an incorrect answer. The problem is there is hands on either end of that pencil putting an upward force. The effect is the middle being broken. And that's the problem with standard healthcare. No matter what discipline, chiropractic, physical therapy, we're chasing the middle of the pencil. And that's not the problem. Most treatments offer temporary relief, meds, adjustments, surgery. And all of us know basically what they're going to tell us, what they're going to do for us when we get in there. And we get on this cycle where we go and it doesn't work, and we go again and it doesn't work. And then we think, well, maybe somebody else out there can do it better, but that other person is doing the same procedures, but maybe they'll just do it better. And we do it for 5 or 6 years, and we're just in this never-ending cycle. Pain isn't just about the muscles and joints. It's about how your pain controls movement. And that is the breakthrough that I had in researching this. You see, modern healthcare can be dated back to the end of the Civil War. That's what we usually define as the beginning of modern healthcare. So we've basically have had about 160 years to find a solution to pain. And guess what? Now when you go to the medical doctor or a chiropractor or whoever you might go to, you're given a sheet of paper or a screen on a computer that has a frowny face on one end and a smiley face at the other, and a whole bunch of faces in between. And we say, circle the face that best represents you. That is how much pain science has advanced in the last 160 years. So perhaps we've been viewing the problem incorrectly, because there are so many brilliant minds out there that we would have had the solution, but we haven't. So perhaps we have been looking at the problem wrong all this time. So what is posture recalibration? Well, unlike affecting the direct site of pain or what we deem to be the cause of the injury, this is a technique that incorporates the body as a whole. It realigns your posture using a very precise sequence vibrational stimulation. And what that does is it retrains the brain and the nervous system to correct dysfunctional movement patterns. And it restores your natural biomechanics, or how your body moves, to give lasting pain relief and better function. See, in the research, I learned that proper function means an absence of pain. If you restore somebody's function correctly, then the symptomology goes away. Symptomology is a result of something else. It is not its own condition. But we have been trained to look at the symptom as the condition. Why? Because healthcare solutions are good at addressing symptomology and not the causes. This is an adage I've always had. If you don't have the solution to a problem, then reframe the problem so it matches your solution. That is how it's done today. I find that just abhorrible. So what we have done is we have matched the solution to the problem. And it all lies in the brain. See, it's not a temporary fix. This is a reprogramming of your movement at the source, the brain. We all know that the brain controls our movement. So we have to get the hands off either end of the pencil, don't we? Well, that's the same thing with movement. We have to tell the brain to quit doing the abnormal movement patterns. The traditional methods fail because stretching and exercises only provide short-term relief. It stretches the muscle, but if the brain is controlling that your posture should be in a bad accommodative position, you're going to have bad movement patterns. The brain's like, yeah, that feels good, but you don't understand. These muscles need to be tight because I want our posture to be a certain way, because I want to move a certain way. Chiropractic, physical therapy, they work on individual muscles or joints. Chiropractors will adjust the spine, maybe some other articulations. Physical therapists are bound by doctors, medical doctors, script. So if they tell them to work on the low back, that's all they can work on. They don't take in the full body physics. Medications and injections, I don't have to beat this dead horse, you know it. It masks the pain without addressing the dysfunction. But posture recalibration works by correcting posture at the brain level. So what's the science behind this? It goes back to proprioception and brain reprogramming. We have a nervous system called the proprioceptive nervous system. We have millions of these nerve endings all throughout our body, and our skin, our muscles, our joints, and it's always telling my brain where I am in time and space. And the best way we can illustrate this is if I stand on one foot, yeah, I might be a little wobbly, but I don't fall down. That's because the brain has sensed that I'm only standing on one leg, and it changes my posture to balance me. Or if I'm on a boat and I'm on a lake and I hit a little swell of water and the boat rocks, you don't see everybody on the boat falling down, unless it's a dramatic wave, of course, but we sense that rocking, and so the brain changes our posture, tightens certain muscles, and it rocks with it. And you don't know you're doing it. That is how the proprioceptive nervous system and the brain works together. And what vibrational stimulation does is it restores the neural communication between the body and the brain. And it unlocks that optimal movement. Now, this is backed by years and years of neuroplastic, biomechanical, and vibrational therapy research. If you don't believe me, this is just a thumbnail of all the research that I have utilized in my studies and in my research. See, this isn't a new age alternative approach. This is based in the fundamentals of science, pure science. I utilize mathematical equations to figure out the posture recalibration. There is mathematical equations for the center of mass, for tissue elasticity, for brainwave entrainment. It's all there. And you know what? The posture recalibration technique mathematically works out in every single situation. It is validated through the ancient science of mathematics. So that's what goes on with posture recalibration. But, you know, a lot of times the proof is in the pudding. What about the people? As you see here, I have 4 different people, 4 different backgrounds, 4 different scenarios. And again, that's just a thumbnail of the results we've gotten. See, you can have all the science and all the mathematical proof, but if it doesn't work in the real world, then it's no good. But see, here's the catch-22 in our society. Those industries who make money using your health as a commodity will say, where's your science? And say, okay, here's my science. Well, where's your real life proof? Okay, well, here's my real life proof. Well, that's not good enough. And they keep you on this circle. We have it all. The science matches what we do. We have testimonial upon testimonial upon testimonial of how amazing and life-changing this technique is. You need to be part of this movement. This is the future of pain-free living. Look, you've seen why the traditional approaches fail. Now it's time for you to be part of something different. Posture recalibration is breaking us out of that pain matrix. It is changing the way we think about movement, pain, and healing. Now, imagine not just using this for yourself, but helping others, the ones you love, the ones you care about, breaking free from this chronic cycle of dysfunction and pain. Becoming part of this new movement means learning a technique that no one else is teaching. I can guarantee you this is one of a kind. And it truly changes lives. Now, Jessica will be talking to you about how you can be part of this movement, how you can get certified to be a posture recalibration specialist, and how you can change your own life, your own career, by making people's lives better. Folks, this is the elimination of pain in the future, of pain relief. This is the way it should have always been done. This is a way to get lasting results without compromising someone's well-being as a commodity for financial gain. This is the future.